I am honestly losing my faith in humanity right now. I was over on Twitter. You guys know Twitter is one of the first places where you're going to see anything that's up. And the thing that I'm talking about is Danny Masterson. Now, if you're not familiar, Danny Masterson, he was on That 70s Show. I think that was like the biggest thing that he did in his career. I couldn't really name him from anything else. Well, he is going to prison for 30 years to life for raping 2 women 2 decades ago, or just sometime in his life he has been brought to justice. The reason that I'm losing faith in humanity, I think it's great that he got that. I'm actually shocked that he got 30 years to life, considering he was a Scientologist, and they are known for being able to get people in their congregation like off the hook and just like save them from whatever. Well, I was just as shocked as everyone when these letters from Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher popped up on the internet that they wrote to the judge as a character statement for Danny Masterson. Now, they are claiming that they were asked by the family and they were asked by the courts to write these letters. I don't give a f. Your friend, the person that you're trying to stick by, is literally going to prison for 30 years to life for raping 2 women. They could have asked you all they want. You still have the opportunity to say no. You don't have to write a letter in defense. They're saying that they're not defense letters, even though they're literally building up his character, trying to say that he's a great person. Like, it would be such a travesty if his child had to grow up without him. You know what a travesty is? That does suck that she's gonna have to grow up without him, but you know what a travesty is? The fact that those 2 women have to live the rest of their life knowing that they got raped. Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher. Mila Kunis, who looked like she was too bothered to be there, like she was really annoyed that her agent looked at her and said, you need to make this video because these letters were not supposed to be public and now they are, so we need to get ahead of this.
We are aware of the pain that has been caused by the character letters that we wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson.
We support victims. We have done this historically through our work and will continue to do so in the future.
A couple months ago, Danny's family reached out to us and they asked us to write character letters to represent the person that we knew for 25 years so that the judge could take that into full consideration relative to the sentencing.
The letters were not written to question the legitimacy of the judicial system or the validity of the jury's ruling.
They were intended for the judge to read and not to undermine the testimony of the victims or re-traumatize them in any way. We would never want to do that. And we're sorry if that has taken place.
Our heart goes out to every single person who's ever been a victim of sexual assault, sexual abuse, or rape.
Like, did anybody else think in that clip that she looked like she was really annoyed that she had to be doing that? It almost looked like she was sucking her teeth at one point. And when Ashton Kutcher said that the parents asked them to do this, her eyebrow went up, like she was like... Literally every single Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher fan was left completely shocked when those letters were made public. They were like, how are you going to write these letters in defense of Danny Masterson? But Ashton, you literally work very closely with an organization that is fighting to end child human trafficking. Like, what is going on here? We're a little bit confused. All I know is Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher should have spent a little bit more time taking a shower and washing their kids rather than writing a letter for Danny Masterson. Like, come on, get your priorities straight.
I wash my armpits and my crotch daily and nothing else ever.
I didn't have hot water growing up as a child, so I didn't shower very much anyway. But when I had children, I also didn't wash them every day.
Here's the thing. If you can see the dirt on them, clean them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's no point.
But I wash pits and tits and holes and soles.
Slits.
I wash the slits. I wash my slits and my tits.
I wash my armpits and my crotch daily and nothing else ever.
And how could you sit there and be okay with yourself to write a letter to try to defend his character? I don't fucking get it. I don't fucking get it. Could not be me. And while we're on the topic of stranger danger, we have to talk about NikkieTutorials and James Charles, because I brought up NikkieTutorials in my video about RawBeautyKristi as somebody who actively supports him. I thought about it a little bit though. I was like, is NikkieTutorials okay with what James Charles does? Because over in the Netherlands, the age of consent is literally 16 years old. Could that be it? I don't know. All I know, Nikki, is it's illegal here in the States, what James Charles did. He doesn't live over in the Netherlands. He wasn't breaking the law over in the Netherlands. He was doing it in the United States of America. So I don't think that you should be okay and just sweep it under the rug because over in your country, it's okay, but over here, it's not. It's a huge fucking no-no. It's disgusting, it's gross, and honestly, you look like a predator apologist, and we're all very, very embarrassed for you. I mean, they were just hanging out at the beginning of September. They were over there doing an escape room. Personally, I think that James Charles is the escape room. Is he like scouting out somewhere to put his next victim?
To the victims, I am so, so sorry. To the victims, I'm so sorry.
Like, come on. Why would you go to an escape room with James Charles, Nikki? It's a little concerning. If there is one thing that I can say about James Charles is he has actively, successfully, in my opinion, been able to fool all of these influencers. Either they have no morals and they just don't give a they just care about their bottom line at the end of the day. So that's why they just look at the people that are literal victims as, you guys are just making things up. If they were making things up, Nikki and everyone out there that is friendly with James Charles and that is supporting his painted brand, why did James Charles upload a video where he apologized to the victims? That's just not me saying that. That's literally the words out of his mouth. He said, to the victims, I'm sorry. There's a reason that James Charles deleted that video. It's because he knew that he incriminated himself, because an innocent person, which he was trying to claim that he was innocent up until the time that he had to upload that video. Innocent people don't say sorry to victims. Innocent people don't have victims. It's the fact that people are willingly being naive and willingly being stupid to think that James Charles is actually changed. He lied to you guys in 2019 when he said he wasn't doing that. He lied when he said that he stopped doing it the next go around when he had to address shit. He lied again when he said that he was asking people for their IDs because we got the screenshots from the other person from his Instagram, because he tries to use Instagram as a dating profile. What the I mean, I have never seen a multi-millionaire, someone as young as James Charles, someone who, if you think about it, James Charles is not the most horrible looking person out here. I mean, there are literally influencers that strive to look like James Charles for some reason. I don't get it. Like, they all have the same haircut. They all have the same like makeup style that they're doing these days. It's crazy. I wouldn't want to look like a predator. But I have never seen someone have such a hard time getting dick or getting into a relationship. The call is coming from inside the house, James. You are the problem.
And I finally came to a conclusion. It sucks and it is ridiculously embarrassing to admit this, but I think I have to, and that is that I'm desperate.
So I want to talk about RawBeautyKristi real quick, because I just looked over at her YouTube channel, and the last thing that she uploaded, of course, is that latte makeup tutorial, which went out the same time that my video the other day went out. A lot of people in the comment section, there's over 1,200 comments. I would say about 95% of them are people asking her to address this situation. I also looked at the dislikes because I did see that there's like an extension that you can get over on Google Chrome now. She has 4,000 likes and she has 4,800 thumbs down on that video. So the audience has literally spoken. The audience wants to know, like, what the RawBeautyKristi, you say that you stand for all of this stuff, so tell us, like, show us, prove that to us. Let us know that you're not being performative when you say these things because you just want some clicks and you want some views. Something that I found very funny after my video went out the other day, of course, the stans came over. One of them commented in support of Kristi on my video, but they thought that they were actually commenting on her video. And then I said, did you comment on the wrong video? And they deleted their comments. So obviously they did. But the one thing that was so funny to me about the comments is somebody literally tried to comment and say that I was an old man coming after a woman. So I was like, how old is Kristi? Because you know that's one of the things they used to say about James Charles when all the drama channels would talk about him. You guys are just picking on a teenage. You guys are just picking on someone that's young. You guys are just such assholes. I looked up her age. Do you guys know that RawBeautyKristi is actually older than me? So if I'm an old man, she must be a granny bitch because she is literally almost a year older than me. So come on now. Come on, let's not be dumb. Another excuse that I've seen down in my comment section, as well as in other people's comment sections about this RawBeautyKristi situation, is she's a new mom and she's dealing with her mental health, so she doesn't know what's going on with James Charles. You can't expect her to be up to date. I looked up when RawBeautyKristi announced that she was having a baby, and it was well after James Charles got called out the first time by Tati Westbrook. So she was well aware, because Kristi is very vocal over on Twitter, or at least used to be, about the drama. Like, I don't know if the tweets are still there. Some people were saying over on Social Blade they saw a lot of tweets were getting deleted. Don't quote me on that. It's just something that I saw people discussing. I'm again not going to subscribe to this bullshit that RawBeautyKristi did not know anything that was going on with James Charles. If you have a kid, if you don't have a kid, I think that everyone can agree someone being a predator to people under the age of 18, people being a predator in general, but people being a predator to those under the age of 18, disgusting. An immediate write-off. There shouldn't be a, well, it was a long time ago and they said that they changed. How are you going to feel if that's your kid? How about that? And just judging off the comments on RawBeautyKristi's latest video, the latte makeup tutorial, a lot of people out there are thinking that that is going to be the response that she gives, and that's the only response that she's going to give. They think she's going to try to pull like a Jaclyn Hill or a Nikita Dragon and just try to ignore it and let it just go away and like fizzle out. I don't think that's going to happen. I did see a lot of people also saying like, it's just a like, it's just a follow. It's more so the after the fact. Like, it's not just the fact that she followed someone on social media. That would be ridiculous in my opinion. But it's the fact that she lied to Peter Monn on the phone. She tried to say that she didn't want to be performative just to go and be performative. She said she was going to address this, and I honestly don't understand why RawBeautyKristi didn't just get on Instagram. She likes to do those long Instagram stories. We saw the one where she was discussing the affiliate link instead of discussing this. She could have just got on there and said, you guys know what? I liked this. I'm sorry. I educated myself, because Peter did say that she said she was going to educate herself more on the things that James Charles has been involved in. But it's like, why couldn't you just do that? Why didn't you just like nip this in the bud and be like, guys, I up, like, I'm sorry, I educated myself, I didn't know everything, excuse me, and apologize, like, because people are upset with her because they think that she has been actively supporting James Charles for this long. There's this conversation going on over on Twitter because the Trishy Land's wifeys, they have been trying to come after me, y'all, since I said that they were all losers and they need to get an actual job when the whole Reddit got taken down by Trisha. They are trying to say that I am a hypocrite because it's like, well, you're talking about James Charles, but Trisha Paytas is a predator as well. I think that Trisha Paytas has made disgusting, horrible, disgusting jokes and has had horrible actions on the internet, just like many of these influencers. I have talked about it. I have great links over the years on my channel. But do you know what I'm seeing from Trisha that I'm not seeing from a lot of these other ones, including James Charles? Change. And you know what I'm seeing from Trisha? Maturity. Do you know what I'm seeing from Trisha? Her getting her life on the right track since having her daughter, and she's not involved in any of this bullshit anymore. I have people in my comment section all the time saying that I hold influencers to an extremely high standard, and when they do actually apologize, then it's just never good enough. I take apologies like a grain of salt. I want to see the behavior after a apology. And I'm not saying I'm the judge, jury, and executioner over here at all. I'm just talking about what people put on the internet and the things that they're being called out for on the internet. I'm not the first person to make a fucking video. I maybe back in the day I fucking did, but definitely not these days. And I'll say it right now. If Trisha ever reverts back to the way that she used to be on the internet, I will eat crow. Maybe not the same crow that Wendy Williams ate, because we know what happened to her after the fact. Like, life has just been life has not been the same for Wendy Williams after she ate that crow on the air. But I would honestly take some nasty, disgusting jokes over someone trying to diddle a minor. Like, that's just, it's where I'm at with it. I'm not going to change my opinion on that. It honestly, like, when people, every time you bring up someone on the internet and they'll throw out another name, it reminds me of, like, with politics for sure, how people will talk about Biden and it'll be like, well, Trump did this. So when Trump was in there, it'd be like, but Hillary did this on the other side. And it's like, can we just not focus on the one topic at hand and the person that we're discussing? Because we know that they did shitty things. We know that there's thousands of videos about the shitty things that these people did out there. We're talking about these shitty things. We're talking about this dump right here. All right, you guys, that is it for this video. I hope that you did enjoy it. I don't know if you guys noticed during this, my eyes were getting a little bit bloodshot. I've been sitting here vaping while discussing all of this mess, but I love you guys. And oh wait, what did I forgot. We need to do an emoji. Oh, I did sunshine last time. It is sunny today. It's actually not as hot outside. I don't think we're in the hundreds anymore. Last I checked, it was like 78 degrees. Thank you, Sky Daddy, because oh my God, it has been so, like, I think people think I'm being dramatic when I bring it up online about how bad it has been out here, unless you are in Texas. And it's, oh, you know what? Just leave a sunshine emoji down below, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye.